It was a moonless night when the call came in, the kind of night where shadows seem to stretch just a bit too far, and the silence carries a weight of its own. I was called to the opulent Harrington estate, where the wealthy and eccentric philanthropist, Victor Harrington, had been found dead under what can only be described as bizarre circumstances. As I arrived at the estate, the grandeur of the Harrington mansion loomed large, its windows darkened like vacant eyes. Inside, the scene was set in Victor's study, a grand room lined with bookshelves and illuminated only by a single, flickering chandelier. Victor's body lay sprawled over his antique mahogany desk, a peculiar crimson stain seeping into the wooden surface. The cause of death was a single, precise stab wound to the heart, inflicted by a rare dagger that had belonged to Victor himself. The room was locked from the inside, with no sign of forced entry. The windows were secure, and the only exit was the door, which remained bolted from within. It was a classic locked room mystery, and I was prepared for the labyrinth of deceit and hidden motives that would follow. The suspects were all inhabitants of the estate. Elena Harrington, Victor's young and ambitious wife, known for her extravagant lifestyle and strained marriage with Victor. Rumors of a possible affair and financial disputes had circulated, giving her both motive and opportunity. Henry Carter, the estate's loyal but enigmatic butler. Henry had served the Harrington family for decades and was rumored to have a secretive past. His calm demeanor masked a multitude of unspoken tensions. Margaret Harrington, Victor's estranged sister, who had recently been reintroduced to the family. Her presence at the estate was unexpected, and her relationship with Victor had been distant, marked by past grievances and financial disputes. Dr. Charles Donovan, Victor's personal physician, who had been in and out of the estate for Victor's various ailments. Dr. Donovan's relationship with Victor was reportedly strained, especially regarding a recent disagreement over Victor's treatment. I began by interviewing the suspects individually, starting with Elena. She spoke of her love for Victor and her grief over his untimely death. Yet, her calm demeanor and evasive answers about her whereabouts on the night of the murder raised my suspicions. Henry Carter's interview was equally revealing. He provided a detailed account of his activities, but his knowledge of the estate's hidden compartments and passages hinted at a deeper involvement. The butler's meticulously crafted alibi seemed almost too perfect. Margaret Harrington's story was tinged with bitterness. She spoke of a long-standing feud with Victor over the family inheritance and expressed regret over their fractured relationship. Her presence at the estate was unusual, and her emotions were raw, but her alibi was plausible. Dr. Charles Donovan appeared composed, yet his explanations seemed too convenient. He mentioned that he had left the estate earlier in the evening, but had no verifiable alibi. His medical knowledge and access to the estate made him a person of interest. As I reviewed the evidence, a particular detail caught my attention. The dagger used to kill Victor was an ornate piece, with a unique pattern engraved on its handle. This pattern was significant. It was a family crest, previously thought to be a mere decorative element. My inspection of the study revealed a hidden compartment in the desk, where I found a set of old letters and a family portrait with an altered face. The letters revealed a financial dispute between Victor and Margaret over the inheritance of the family estate. It became clear that Margaret had motive and opportunity, but the hidden compartment's discovery led me to another crucial clue: a vial of poison. Dr. Donovan had been treating Victor with medication for his ailments, but the poison found in the hidden compartment was not part of his treatment. This led me to conclude that the dagger was not the only weapon used. Victor had been poisoned before the fatal stab wound, a detail that was masked by the seemingly straightforward crime scene. Upon confrontation, Dr. Donovan broke down and confessed. He had been manipulating Victor's treatment to hasten his death and gain access to Victor's wealth. But the final murder was a desperate act to prevent Victor from exposing his deceit. The locked room mystery was a smokescreen, concealing the true nature of the crime. The case was solved, revealing a tangled web of deceit, greed, and betrayal. As I left the Harrington estate, the moon finally broke through the clouds, casting a pale light over the mansion. Another case closed, another darkness illuminated by the truth.